Okay students, now let us move for the fourth problem of finding inverse image. Clear? So here let R be the set of all non-negative real numbers. This set is non-negative real numbers. Show that the function f from R plus 2 closed interval 4 comma infinity defined by f of x equal to x square plus 4 is invertible. Also write the inverse of f of x. Clear? Okay. So the given function is f of x equal to x square plus 4. From that you have to solve 1, 1 and on 2. So you have to follow the same procedure as you are following for your previous problem of finding inverse image. Clear? So first let us solve 1, 1 function. Clear? Okay. Let us write 1, 1 function. Clear? So for 1, 1 function what we do? We take f of x1. For 1, 1 function we take f of x1 equal to what? x1 square plus 4 and f of x2 is equal to what? x2 square plus 4. Clear? So consider f of x1 equal to f of x2. Consider f of x1 equal to f of x2 where x1 square plus 4 equal to x2 square plus 4. Clear? So I will cancel plus 4 and plus 4. Take x2 square on this side. It will be x1 square minus x2 square equal to 0. You simplify this. If you simplify this, you are going to have x1 minus x2 into x1 plus x2, that is equal to 0. Therefore, from this we can have x1 plus x2 is not equal to 0. From x1 plus x2 is not equal to 0, it implies x1 minus x2 must be equal to 0. Therefore, x1 equal to x2. Clear? See, f of x1, f of x2. Consider f of x1 equal to f of x2. x1 square plus 4 equal to x2 square plus 4. Cancel 4 and 4. Take x2 square on this side. x1 minus x2 into x1 plus x2 equal to 0. From this we have x1 plus x2 is not equal to 0. It implies x1 minus x2 is equal to 0. Therefore x1 is equal to x2. It is 1, 1. It is 1, 1. Clear? So now let us move for onto function. Now let us move for onto function. That is, for onto function we should take the notation. What is your notation for onto function? F of x equal to y. We should take f of x equal to y, and from this y is equal to what? Y is equal to x square plus 4. Y is equal to x square plus 4. Therefore, x square equal to y minus 4. X equal to square root of y minus 4. Clear, students? So y equal to x square plus 4. X square equal to y minus 4. Hence x is going to be equal to square root of y minus 4. So for every y belongs to, see this, codomain. That is, for every y belongs to 4 comma infinity, there exist x belongs to r plus. X belongs to r plus. That means it says that it is onto. It says that it is onto. Clear? So from 1 1 function we can try considering f of x1 equal to f of x2, we can prove that x1 is equal to x2. This all simplifications you must know. Clear? Again for on 2 you take this notation, y is equal to x square plus 4, x square equal to y minus 4, x is equal to square root of y minus 4. Hence here you are writing the definition of on 2. Now it is both 1 1 and on 2, inverse image exists. That's why let us find inverse image. I think these particular terms are clear to you. Clear? Okay. Now let us find inverse image. Let us go for inverse image. As you all know from the previous problems, what we have to do for inverse image? For inverse image, you take f of x equal to y implies f inverse of y is equal to x, that is f inverse of y equal to, see that x term, square root of y minus 4. Hence this is your inverse image. See here, already you have solved for x, that x you have to write here. Are you getting my point? So first you have to find 1 1, next you have to find on 2, then you have to find inverse image. For inverse image you write f of x equal to y, it implies f inverse of y equal to x. F inverse of y equal to, in the place of x you must write square root of y minus 4, because already you have solved it in onto function. Clear students? If you solve this much, it is enough. Clear? So it is also again an important problem on your relations and functions chapter. So if you have any doubts, go through the link that I have given in the corner where I have explained 1 1 and on 2. So you can get a detailed concept of that. And anyways, I have also explained how f of x equal to y becomes f inverse of y equal to x. That also you can see by the link of the corner. So you read that or you take the notes of it by pausing the videos and make a perfect of those things. Clear? Let us go for the next problem. Okay. Okay students. Now let us move for the fifth problem, that is again same, the function is given for the given f of x. It is 1 1, no problem. Let us prove again it is 1 1, no problem of that. Find the inverse of the function. So that is again you have to find the inverse image of the given function. Clear? As we all have discussed nearly 4 problems, this is 5th problem. Now you will be perfect with the format of solving this particular problem, that first you have to solve 1 1, next you have to solve 1 2, then you have to find inverse image. That method you have to follow. So here first let us write 1 1 function. So for 1 1 function, take f of x1 equal to what? x1 by x1 plus 2. Take f of x2 equal to x2 by x2 plus 2. Consider f of x1 equal to f of x2. Consider f of x1 equal to f of x2, that is x1 divided by x1 plus 2 equal to x2 divided by x2 plus 2. Clear? So now make cross multiplication. So from that you are going to have x1 into x2 plus 2x1. This is equal to x1 into x2 plus 2x2. Clear? So the same terms are going to get cancelled. x1 into x2, x1 into x2 are going to get cancelled. This will be equal to, or it implies 2x1 equal to 2x2, cancel 2 and 2, therefore x1 equal to x2. Clear? So see, I have written f of x1, I have written f of x2. Consider f of x1 equal to f of x2. Write f of x1 term, that is equal to f of x2 term. take cross multiplication, cancel the terms. 2x1 equal to 2x2, 2 cancel, therefore x1 is equal to x2, hence it is 1 1. It is 1 1. Now let us go for onto. Now let us go for onto. Clear? So for onto function, let us consider f of x equal to y. Let us consider f of x equal to y as notation where y is going to be equal to x divided by, see here, x divided by x plus 2. Now make again cross multiplication. If we are going to have xy plus 2y equal to x, xy plus 2y equal to x, 2y is going to be equal to x minus xy, take x term common, 2y equal to x into 1 minus y, therefore it implies x is going to be equal to 2y divided by 1 minus y. X is going to be equal to 2y divided by 1 minus y. Clear? So from this you can say that for every y belongs to range of f, for every y belongs to range of f, there exists x belongs to closed interval minus 1 comma 1, it is onto. It is onto. Clear? So therefore we have solved 1 1, we have solved onto. Now we have to go for inverse image. If you get any doubts, you have to pause the video and you have to check the explanation. Clear? Clearly I have explained how to solve 1 1, how to solve onto, and I am now going to write the inverse image. Clear? So let us write the inverse image of this. For writing the inverse image, what you have to do? For the inverse image, see here, for the inverse image, write f of x equal to y. For the inverse image, write f of x equal to y. The same term can be written as f inverse of y equal to x. X is already written here. So write that term, f inverse of y equal to x is 2y divided by 1 minus y. So this term is going to be the inverse image. Clear? So you have solved 1 1, you have solved onto. Now you have written the inverse image. From this you are going to know how to solve to find the inverse image of the given function. Clear, students? I think the problems are very much easy to understand and very much easy to solve on your own. If you see the videos clearly, don't miss the steps. If you miss the steps, you are not going to understand. So that's why my request is you have to watch the video clearly. Don't skip the videos because you can't understand if you skip the videos. For that reason, please don't skip the videos while watching. So for that reason, you can understand every problem very in depth. Clear? If you understand the problem, it will be very useful to write in exam. By remembering or by hearting, you can't write mathematical problems. It can be possible only when you are perfect with the techniques of solving. So for that reason, please watch the videos without skipping any point. Clear? So this is what our fifth problem. Clear, students? I think all 5 problems are very much clear. So now let us go for one more problem of finding inverse image. Okay, students, see here. Sometimes in the exam they will ask to find the inverse image in indirect form. Please listen carefully. Sometime in exam they ask to find inverse image in indirect form. So how will be that indirect form? Let us see here. If f of x equal to 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4, x is not equal to 2 by 3, show that that means f of x equal to x for every x not equal to 2 by 3, what is the inverse of f? What is the inverse of f? Clear? So my dear students, if you know the inverse definition carefully, then this problem will be very simple. Clear? If you want to understand the definition of inverse image or the inverse function, you go through the corner where I have explained that link, and through that video you can understand what is the definition of inverse function. Clear? So if you know that, this problem will be very easy. So let us see this problem. In this problem they are telling solve f of x is going to be x. That means f is going to be equal to x. Clear? That means f of is going to be equal to x. From this I am again telling you, if f of g of x is equal to x, from the definition of inverse function, what we say, g is the inverse of f. Please understand very carefully. If we say f of g of x is equal to x, by the definition of inverse function, we say g is the inverse of f. This implies g is inverse of f. Clear? So that means if you show f of x is equal to x, in the place of g you have f. In the place of g you have f. Clear? So if this is true, then f itself will be the inverse. Are you getting my point? If you know this much, I think now you got the complete idea. Are you clear? See, once again I am telling, f of g of x is equal to x means g is the inverse of f. G will be the inverse of f. Suppose f of g of x is equal to x. That is from the definition of inverse function. Clear, students? If you prove f of x is equal to x, then what you can say, this f is going to be the inverse of given f. Clear? That means the function which is given is inverse itself. Clear? So for that reason, first let us prove this. If you prove this, then inverse is the given function itself. Clear? So let us try to show that. Clear? Solution. F of x equal to what? 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4. Now we have to solve f of x. That means in the place of x, they are taking f of x. Please understand, in the place of x, they are taking f of x. So what you have to write? 4 in the place of x, you have to write f of x. Clear? So that is 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4. Clear? Plus 3 as it is divided by 6 times of 4x plus 3 divided by 6 minus 4 minus 4. Clear? So now you have to simplify this equation. First thing you remember that in the denominator you are going to have the same terms that I will skip. Clear? Okay. This is equal to 4 into 4, 16x, 4 into 3, 12, plus, see, here denominator is what? 6x minus 4. So this 6x minus 4 I will multiply to this. It will be equal to 18x minus 12. Clear? 4 into 4x is 16x. 4 into 3 is 12. Next, for this 3, I will multiply this because 6x minus 4 is LCM. So 3 will be multiplied with 6x minus 4. It will be 18x minus 12 completely divided by 24x plus 18 next minus 24x plus 16. Are you clear? So the denominator terms are going to be the same, that things are going to be get cancelled. So that's why I will write only this much terms, plus 12 minus 12 cancelled, plus 24x minus 24x cancelled, 16x plus 18x will be equal to 34x divided by plus 18 plus 16 will be equal to 34. Cancel these two terms. This is equal to x. So it implies that f of x is equal to x. That means f of is equal to x. Then what is your conclusion? Say this explanation. This explanation I am going to use here. That is, we know that f of g of x is equal to x. F of g of x is equal to x implies g is inverse. G is inverse of f. G is inverse of f. Therefore, f itself is inverse. F itself is inverse image. F itself is inverse image. That is f inverse equal to 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4. Clear? F inverse is equal to 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4. That's why I have explained this particular term in depth. Are you clear? So this can be also asked in your exam for 5 marks, or they can ask for 2, 3, no problem. It's left to the examiner. So how they ask, in that way you have to write. But in detail, you know the problem. That is, if this is the given function, show that f of x equal to x. For every x is not equal to 2 by 3. What is inverse image of f? They are asking. First you write f of x, then you solve f of x. That is, in the place of x they are writing f of x. So you replace the x terms as f of x, simplify, denominators are cancelled, plus 12 minus 12 cancelled, 34x divided by 34, cancel both the terms, it will be equal to x. It implies f of x is going to be equal to x. Clear? So coming to the inverse image, we know that f of g of x is going to be equal to x. F of g of x is going to be equal to x. It implies g is inverse of f. It implies g is inverse of f. For that reason, F itself is inverse image. For that reason, F itself is inverse image. Therefore, F inverse is equal to 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4. I think you have understood the problem. So, these all 6 problems are going to be very important for your board exams. My dear students, if you have any doubts, you can comment in the comment box or you can ask directly, no problem. So, please be perfect with all these 6 problems. Clear? Okay.